Hello students, let us learn General Science for class 7 from the book Science Square. Today we are going to learn chapter Water, a precious resource. In this chapter we shall discuss about water cycle, depletion of water table, causes of depletion, conservation of water and about rainwater harvesting. Let us begin the chapter. 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day to bring awareness among the people about the conservation of water. 2003 was called as the International Year of Freshwater to bring awareness among the people about the importance of water as a resource, which getting depleted at a faster rate. You can see the distribution of fresh water is only 3%, which needs to be used judiciously. There are different forms of water. Solid state in the form of ice and snow. Liquid state in the form of rivers, lakes, oceans and groundwater. And also gaseous states in the form of water vapor. Let us now discuss about the water cycle. Water cycle is a natural process that continually happens on the earth. It is divided into 4 phases: evaporation, condensation, precipitation and collection. Evaporation is nothing but a process when the water from the earth's surface gets converted into the water vapor due to solar energy. The water vapor then gets into the air. This process we call it as evaporation. Condensation. The water vapor rises up in the atmosphere and gets accumulated and begins to condense to form droplets. These droplets get collected together to form clouds. This is the second phase of the water cycle, condensation. The third phase is a precipitation. When the volume of droplets increases in the atmosphere, it begins to fall on the earth as a rainfall or snowfall. We call this as a precipitation. Collection of water. As the water falls back on the earth, it travels along the surface and gets accumulated at different places like lakes, rivers, seas, oceans and ground. This is how the amount of water is balanced on the earth. So there are 4 phases in the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, precipitation and collection. Let us now discuss about the groundwater. The water that falls on the earth's surface enters into this earth and gets accumulated in the cracks and gaps of the rocks present inside the earth. The water table is the upper limit of the layer of the water present beneath the earth. The table water can vary from one place to another. The water present beneath the water table of a place, we call it as a groundwater. In the picture you can see water table. Below the water table is a groundwater. This water gets accumulated inside the earth because of the different sources of water. Rainwater that enters into the ground, inside the ground. Water in the rivers, lakes and ponds also enters into the ground and gets collected as a groundwater. The process by which water gets accumulated into the ground by traveling through soil pores is called infiltration. Aquifer, the underground wall layer of rocks that contain water present between the cracks and empty spaces, is called aquifer. The picture shows how the water enters into the water table through infiltration. Let us now discuss how underground water can be obtained. Groundwater is generally obtained by digging wells using hand pumps and electric pumps. You can see the picture showing aquifer. It's a under the ground layer of rocks. There is a water between the cracks and empty spaces. That only we'll call it as an aquifer. What are the uses of groundwater? It is a fresh water and so it is used for various purposes: drinking water, domestic cars, irrigating the water, water service in public buildings, and then firefighting, industries, etc. Water table depletion. You can notice winter retouch the fall, rising of water table, and during summer dry season, falling of the water table. The picture shows the long-term depletion by using it, continuous using of it. The water table of a place may decrease if we keep on taking out more water than what is getting replenished due to rainfall. There are many factors that cause the water level depletion. First is the increasing population. When the population of a region increases, the demand of fresh water also increases. That means we need more water. The population also demands for more space, which leads to the construction of more houses, shops, industries, buildings, and roads. So, the forest, parks, and other areas are destructed. We are destroying the parks, grounds, and forests to build the shops, industries, houses, roads, buildings, etc. All this reduces the possibility of rainwater getting into the soil water because all the buildings, industries, roads provide us with the concrete floors. So water cannot seep into the soil. The second reason is the increasing industries. Every industries require water in its production process. So when the number of industries increases, the water drawn is also more. This also results in the depletion of water table. Agricultural activities. In case of no or very less scanty rainfall, farmers use groundwater to irrigate their land for agriculture. This depletes the water table over the years. Deforestation. We know that the plants and the trees keep the soil bound together, which allows absorption of water into the soil. When you cut the trees, that is uprooting them, the first layer of the soil is getting exposed. This can be easily washed away easily. This affects the water table of that particular region. The last is a low rainfall. Where there is low or scanty rainfall, the underground water table is generally low. Let us now discuss how the water has been distributed. The distribution of water across the earth is not even. This is due to the factors of rainfall and climatic conditions. Some places will have high amount of water while others face scarcity of water. In India, places like Rajasthan get very low rainfall and have very less water. On the same hand, India on the places like Meghalaya receives heavy rainfall and get high amount of water. And sometimes we can see the facing floods, while others is suffering from the drought condition. This is the distribution of water. This not even. Let us discuss how to water management done. No matter whether a place receives a high rainfall or low rainfall, water management is necessary to ensure that everyone gets access to an adequate amount of water. Generally, the civic authorities of a region are responsible for the adequate supply of water in that area. They generally use a well-structured pipeline system to deliver water to every house and building of the locality. Not only this, it is also responsible for the civic authorities to check the wastage of water and also the supply system. It is also an every individual responsible for saving the water and prevent it from getting wasted. We always should keep a check on how we use the water in our day-to-day lives. Let us now discuss how to harvest the water, that is rainwater harvesting. The rainwater that falls on the earth is generally allowed to flow away. However, we can save and use it to replenish the groundwater levels of the earth. This process of preventing the rainwater from flowing away and storing it for different purposes is known as rainwater harvesting. Bowries. It is an ancient practice of storing water which involves the construction of bowries. In olden days, rainwater was collected in bowries and with the time their usage began to decline. Now, people begin to use it again to solve the problem of water storage. The picture shows the rainwater harvesting. Irrigation. It is an allocation method used by the farmers to water their fields. In this, water is allowed to slowly drip into the plants so that the water directly gets into the roots of the plants. This minimizes evaporation, saves water, and also allows the nutrients to reach the plants easily. Narrow tubes are used to make water reach the uproots of the plants in drip irrigation. So the narrow tubes which you can see is to make water reach the roots of the plants in the drip irrigation. Let us see how we can save the water. Always keep the taps closed while brushing or washing your face. This prevents unnecessary water flowing away. Fix any water taps that are leaking. Take a bucket or to take a bath, then shower. Use used water from washing clothes for mopping the floor or washing the cars. Water your plants in the morning or evening time so that the water does not immediately get evaporated. Do not waste food as it takes a lot of water to irrigate the fruits and vegetables. Do not throw away water unnecessarily. Use it judiciously. Let us see how scarcity of water affects the plant. The plants get dried up faster if they don't get the water. If there is no water, there is no photosynthesis, and so plants cannot prepare any food. They cannot grow upright due to this scarce water. They do not get enough nutrients from the soil because of less availability of the water. As a result, there will be no food, no oxygen, and no life without the plants. Let us have a chapter recap. Water exists in three forms: solid, liquid, and vapor. There is uneven distribution of water, rapid growth of industries, increasing population, growing irrigational requirements, mismanagement of water. These are the causes of shortage of water. We need to be worried about the wastage during the supply of water through pipes, the leaking taps in the buildings and other places. Unnecessary use of water and overdrawing from the underground water should be avoided. Recharge of water to the ground should be increased. The need of the hour is that every individual should use the water economically. Plants wilt and ultimately dry up if they are not watered for a few days.